Hello, everyone. In 2000, they came out with a movie called Drowning Mona. It has terrible ratings, like a 29%, 29 Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's like a 5.2 or something on the audience's side. I'm personally not sure why. I haven't watched it. I just watched it today. So 23 years ago, I was told by my friend, who always looks at ratings, but he liked it. My friend actually liked this movie that had a low rating. It's dark humor, great actors in it, like Danny DeVito plays a sheriff of a small town that not really anything really goes on. Jamie Lee Curtis is in it, and some other really top stars are in it. Bette Midler, Will Ferrell, and even some other ones. I'm not going to say any more. I didn't even want to say a couple of those actors, but they're in the poster. But it's a really small town feel of people. Dark humor. Someone dies and they think it could be murder, so it's a whodunit type thing. And Danny DeVito as a sheriff plays a very cool character. And as it gets into the character basis, it's just that it looks like everybody's a suspect. Like everyone, and the way they play it, like the humor's kind of like, if you ever watch Corner Gas, the humor's a lot like Corner Gas. A little bit darker, but it's like Corner Gas. As I was watching it, I was like, it's like dry, dark humor. And because it's in a very small town that not much happens, but they really make it feel like a homey town of problems. You get to know each character, as I said. I don't want to say too much about it, but it is an underrated movie. Like Will Ferrell's in it. Danny DeVito, as I said. There's some really decent stars, and they seem to like they had a fun time putting this movie together. Like it's an old movie. It came out in 2000. It might have made its money back in video sales back in the day. And it might have a cult following. I'm sure it does because there's many stars in this. And their roles were really good. There was a lot of good humor in this movie that you're like, they say something and they have this blank face when they say it. And everyone's accusing the other person, going, this person did this person did this. So you don't know who did what, really, or know what's going on, but they do resolve who did the murder at the ending. So I like whodunits. And the way Danny DeVito just tries to solve the case was so smooth. It was kind of like he was Columbo, but not Columbo. Like very easy going, trying to solve it. And it's kind of like, have you ever seen Matlock too? Very easy going and trying to solve the case. Matlock or Columbo. It had that feel of it, and a feel of a homey, type town. They had a nice cafe that Jamie Lee Curtis was the waitress in there. People would come in and eat and sit down, and it looked like an old-fashioned diner. So, Drowning Mona, if you like Danny DeVito, Bette Midler, Will Ferrell, Jamie Lee Curtis, and many other stars in it, even some that make cameos, check out the movie, especially if you like dark humor and whodunit, because you'd be trying to figure it out in your head the whole time, because you don't know who's telling the truth and who's not. So check out Drowning Mona. It's a 2000 movie. I actually found it on YouTube free. So check it out on YouTube, and it went by very quickly, and there were times I was laughing. I think one time I was about to fall off the chair. I actually had to rewind one scene and go, did they actually say that? And then they had this blank face when they said it. It reminds me of Naked Gun, when he said some things with a complete blank face. And Corner Gas, as I said, if you've never seen that show. Check out Drowning Mona. Can't say any more. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But if you like small towns and murder mysteries, check it out. And I always have a little bit of an issue with Danny DeVito. I find he sometimes is over the top. In this one, he was just a calm, collective sheriff. The role was incredible. I also liked him in Haunted Mansion, the one that just came out this year as well. He was a professor. I really liked that role too. I wasn't a big fan of Danny DeVito's role as the Penguin. I know a lot of people will probably get backlash for that, but I just found it a little too over the top. There were some scenes that I thought he was perfect for the Penguin. Then he was just a little over the top. I find that when he's a little over the top, I don't like him as much. But I really liked him in this, and I always did like Jamie Lee Curtis, and she played a great role as a waitress in this town, and it was just comedy after comedy. Check it out, Drowning Mona. Bye for now, everyone, and check out my channel, tours, and much more. Adios.